All right, boys and girls, let's talk molle panels. This is the Builtright Industries molle panel set for the Ford Super Duty. It comes with 4 panels, which we'll get around to. They're attached by utilizing these 2 OEM bolts here on this hanger, and then these 4 here that utilize the, well, I guess if you have it, the stock location for the anchors. All right, so there's 1 panel, like I said, here, and 1 panel back there, which you'll see better when we get to the other side. But they don't make anything that bridges this gap because of the wheel well, and then Ford also delightfully has these little bump outs here and here. So what I did to combat this was get flat stock steel, spray paint it. If you have powder coat, more power to you. Drill through it, get an aluminum spacer, and then get carriage bolts to go through, which carriage bolts work perfectly for these slots, mind you, and attach it. I bought their small, what they call a technical panel. Sorry about that. I don't know why I do quotes. But anyways, I got a technical panel, and then again used some spacers. There's a little bit of a gap there, so if you needed to get a bolt behind this, you could. And attached one here and here, as you can see. Now, as an RV gent, I always need a spare propane. So I have a 20-pound propane, and I found this really cool, what would you call it, a tank, just a general tank holder. I believe they're more for industrial applications technically, but it is just a cinch strap attached to a rounded metal frame, and the bottom of it unscrews, so you have more mounting points, and you can change the strap out if you needed to. But as you can see, it just bolts right onto this panel, and it really holds the tank sturdy, so it's not rubbing around or moving. And then this is my hidey hole of junk or just random stuff. It's been a nice spot to be sequestered back there. Now this is my gas auxiliary tank that we can get to in another video, but this little section of molle panel here actually comes with the Ford Super Duty driver's side panel, and we'll get to that. But I have made very good use of it. Now, back over to this one. This is the rear panel right here, which is what that propane tank is attached to on the other side. And as I stated, the back ones use the 4 stock bolts for the OEM anchor, if yours is equipped with that. But that's it. It's got a little bit of flex to it, not much. I wouldn't expect, it's small enough that you'd have to really put something heavy on it for it to not be stable. Now again, on this side, I know you can't see it very well, but I have the same setup. I have the spacers and the bracket, but on this one I took some long carriage bolts and found these nice little plastic screw ends, and I attached traction boards. There we go. Traction boards there. And there's 2 here. They're just stacked, and they do lean a little bit. It's not perfect. I need to cut some aluminum round tubing and attach it through here, so that way this what would you call that, threading doesn't wear on the plastic. So that's something else I need to do. All right, so I very unprofessionally attached my toolbox here, but I seem to use it a lot, so I just have it with a bungee cord. But let me remove that real quick and move this out of the way. So this is what makes Builtright different than Putco, than the other molle panels out there that exist for the Super Duty. I have a fifth wheel, package on my truck. That molle panel that I used over there for the fuel pump and all that jazz would go right here if you didn't have this hookup. But since I do, I removed that molle panel section that's just bolted in, and now I have access to my connections. They also, if you have it, have the factory bed light, or cargo light, there we go, cargo light switch cut out, which is very convenient. And I have plans to attach more to these molle panels, but this is my general setup. So far, I have my budget axe, I have my budget shovel, my propane tank, as you saw, my traction boards, and then I will try to find a better way to secure this toolbox over here, or when I'm traveling with the RV and the bed's off or the tonneau cover's rolled up like it is, I'll probably have this in the RV, so maybe I'll think about something else to put there. And on this side, I am thinking about attaching an air compressor of some variety, because I realize the one that I have doesn't, or it supposedly supports 110 psi, but that ain't happening. So I'm probably going to put some sort of air compressor there. I have small traction boards that I might attach somewhere. I have a tow rope that I might attach somewhere. So on and so forth. This side's going to be a little limited because I'm worried about hitting the fuel pump and so on. But we'll figure that out. Anyway, this is a brief overview of the molle panels. And for the Ford, let me scroll back over here, what you can do to fill this space and make it more functional. As you can see, you could get a larger panel that goes all the way across, or even 3 of those per side, but do you really need, I mean, unless you're doing a lot of small intricate things, all you really need is, because you're going to be using this generally speaking, for long items, like a high lift jack would go great there. Hey, that's a great idea to put, but it's on a different plane than these, so you can't use this and this unless you are able to have something that will go in at an angle, but otherwise you're going to be on 2 different planes. So this is generally going to be for some of those longer things. For example, this and those panels in the back, as I just suggested an idea, the high lift jack, well, you can't really fit it on this, but you could definitely fit it across here. I don't think Builtright has a full molle panel that would fit along the back wall if you didn't have a tank, but they have something called like a rail system. The only person that I know that builds a full molle panel for the back is Putco, and it is very nice. I've looked at it. It is also like $500 for that one item, whereas all of these panels for this system were, I don't know, around 400-ish or something like that. Still kind of expensive for 4 panels, but when you're looking into like a CNC machine for this aluminum and the powder coating and the setup and all that jazz, it, you know, it's not unreasonable. Anyway, so it's nice to have this vertical storage. I usually have a rubber mat with a rather large 5th wheel hitch in here, which is another reason why I really wanted the vertical space. And for those times when I'm not having that hitch in here and I need more space, these from Costco are super useful. And if you haven't seen them, well, you know what? Here's one that's already folded up. They fold up nice and flat, and they are rather useful, and I use them especially when I get groceries from those larger stores. They don't just thrash around in the bed. Anyway, this is it. This is it. Builtright Industries. Check them out if you haven't. They are extremely responsive on their online chat, and they are willing to hear out ideas and help you out with things. Self real quick. Hi everyone. Coming to you from my truck bed. Anyways, this has been Wrenching Miles. Have a good day.